Kia Sportage with the 2.4 liter engine, Serpentine belt replacement. I'm Brian Esser from How to Automotive. I'm going to walk you step by step through the process of changing out the Serpentine belt. Before we get started, I wanted to show you how the Serpentine belt is routed, and also to let you know that I will link up the belt in the description of the video. You're going to need to jack up the right front of the vehicle, use floor jacks and jack stands, and remove the right front wheel. After you get the right front wheel removed, we're going to take this inner splash shield here down. So going up vertical, there's going to be a couple 10mm bolts. There's going to be 3 in total. Go ahead and remove these, and then once you get these 2 right here that you can see removed, then we're going to have to peel the fender lining back a little bit to get to the 3rd bolt. So we're going to pull a few of these clips out of the fender lining, and then we're going to peel the fender lining back. We're not going to take it all the way out, so there's going to be a couple clips. These particular ones have Phillips screws in the center. You screw those out, and then you can pull the clips out. But a lot of times these clips have been changed out, so there's going to be 3 of them in total, 2 on the back side, 1 on the front. And then you can peel the fender cover back like this. Now looking up behind the washer bottle, you can see the 3rd bolt here. You can get to that with a long extension, and their bolts are coming up vertical. So go ahead and remove that, and then you can pull the shield down. Now we're going to spring the tensioner over and get the belt off. A good way to determine which one is the tensioner is to grab the belt like this and pull straight down and watch the pulleys. The one that springs over or moves is the one that is the tensioner, and that's the one you're going to put the wrench on there and torque over. Now to spring the tensioner over, I'm using a wrench, a ratcheting wrench here. It's about 18 inches long. It's made by Mountain. This is a 14mm head, and it also has a slight little flex head on it. So what we're going to do is we're going to reach up there and torque the tensioner over counterclockwise. So you look above the crank pulley. I got the wrench right on the tensioner pulley, and I'm springing it over counterclockwise, and that's loosening the belt tension, and that allows me to slip the belt off. Now I'm going to slip it off the bottom here. So once you get the belt pulled off the pulley, then you can go ahead and unroute it and pull it off. I will link these wrenches up in the description of the video also. It's always a good idea to match up your old belt with your new belt to make sure that it's not longer or too short. It's pretty common to get the wrong belt. Now we're going to route the belt according to the diagram. So now you can feed it up from underneath, or you can go from top and feed it down towards the bottom of the vehicle. Whatever way works best for you. I started from the bottom here and looped it around the alternator pulley at the very top first. So I have really skinny hands. I'm able to stick my hands up there and get the belts going around the pulleys. I'm just following the diagram and just routing it. I also use a lot of screwdrivers to kind of help push the belt up into places. I also decided to work from up top and get the belt here. So I got it pulled around the alternator here. And then I'm just working the belt around the pulleys according to the diagram. And like I said, I just use my fingers and kind of bend and flex and route the belt around all the pulleys. And then I also use screwdrivers and maybe a little pry bar to kind of push and pull the belt. And the type of screwdriver that I use to help me do this is just a really long, thin one. And I'm able to hook it behind the belt and pull it and push it and route it around the pulleys. You know, that way I don't have to stick my hands down there. I can just use the screwdriver to kind of help guide the belt around the pulleys. The hardest part was getting it to route around the idler pulley and the tensioner, and I did that all from up top here. And once you get this routed around all the pulleys, then you're going to go back underneath, and the last one you're going to put on is on the crank. So now I'm going to use my wrench here and torque the tensioner back over counterclockwise like this. And now I'm going to slip the belt on the crank pulley last. And then just double check everything is lined up. After that, you can go ahead and put your splash shield back up. So put the 3 screws going in vertical. And then once you get the 3 screws screwed in vertical, then you're going to put the inner fender well back on. Then you can go ahead and put the clips back in the fender lining. Now it's not uncommon for these clips to break, so if they break, you just go find some new clips that fit the hole properly and go ahead and install those. So I was lucky enough to be able to reuse these clips, but a lot of times they do break after a few years. They get brittle. Now you can go ahead and reinstall the wheels, run them in until they're snug, and then lower the car down onto the tire. And then after it's lowered down, you can torque the wheels down to 80 foot-pounds in a star pattern. So I will link up all the parts and tools that I use in this video in the description. That way if you need to pick any of those up, you can find those there. I'm Brian Esser from How to Automotive. I'd like to thank you guys for watching, encourage you to subscribe, I invite you to head over to the howtoautomotive.com website for more valuable videos like this. Thank you again for watching.